everyone, welcome. My name is Leah and I am a decorative furniture painter at Leah Noell Design Co. And today I'm showing you guys how to fix broken veneer on your dresser. So if you can see here, I have this dresser on its side. You don't have to turn yours on the side. It just was easier for me to show you guys how to do this on the side, and it's actually kind of easier to do on the side. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to assess how bad the veneer damage is. And I could feel that there is a little bit of veneer issues through here and through here. You can see it's kind of pulling up a little bit, okay? And it just, right here is pretty loose. So what I'm going to do is I took some Elmer's wood glue and I have some toothpicks, and I'm going to go ahead and I have a plastic knife as well. I'm going to go ahead and I already put some glue on here, but I'm going to add a little bit more. This is wood glue, and this is kind of your first step. You can see I just pick it up at the hardware store. And then I'm going to take my plastic knife, and my goal here is to just glue down these pieces. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip my plastic knife under here, and I'm going to just glue it down. Now, if you have like a hypodermic needle, that also will work well. If you're able to get like a needle that you can actually squirt the glue underneath the wood, that is always good. But if you don't have one, which I don't have one here, this method will work as well. So right now I'm just going ahead and I'm gluing down any parts that I see that are loose, and I'm kind of just slipping my plastic knife under and getting that wood glue underneath there. I also have some toothpicks I'm going to use. And I'm just gonna, my goal is to glue down. I really don't care like that I'm getting it here, because we're gonna add Bondo or wood filler after this. And I just wanna get these pieces down. Hey guys, I'm back and I'm finishing up this side of the dresser that has the chipping veneer. Okay, so I've glued this with wood glue, and I'm just going to go ahead and take all my clamps off. You can see I really clamped it down good. And I'm going to just kind of make sure I don't really have that much loose veneer. Sometimes at this point, I do like to take a little sandpaper and just kind of rub over it, make sure nothing's too loose. We're going to use Bondo to fill this. And the reason I'm using Bondo is Bondo I can build up and sand down easier than wood filler. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So this Bondo, I'm kind of ready for a new jar. I'm going to use my wood stick. I already mixed this up because I just used it on another piece of furniture. Let's make sure you guys can see. And I'm going to put quite a bit on here, enough to cover all this chipping veneer. And I'm going to add a little bit of hardener, about that much, and I'm going to mix it up really good until it's a nice pink color and all the gray is out. Okay, so we are mixed, and I am going to put it on. I'm going to put it on pretty heavy, because Bondo sands back really nice. Okay, I'm going to take my scraper, and I'm just going to kind of even it out a little. Scrape off the extra, because even though it sands back nice, I really don't feel like sanding when I don't need to. So I'm kind of going half and keeping it flush with the dresser, and looking where I need a little more. And I want to work quick, because once this stuff starts to harden, it's not workable anymore. So think we're good. I'm just gonna scrape this bottom here. And if you can see, it's pretty chunky. It's built high. I think I want a little more spread this way. It's built high, but I will be able to sand it back very smooth, and I will use an electric sander to do it. So that is how you apply Bondo, and I will be back to show you how to sand Bondo. Hey guys, I'm back. So we have glued down all our veneer. We used Bondo. The other step I did is I used a little bit of Dixie mud, which is just wood filler, and I filled in some of the spots that the Bondo didn't attach. Now, some people will tell you you should fill all your you should fill all the veneer in with Bondo and not have to use this, but I'm not perfect, and I ended up using a little bit of wood filler, just a little bit, just on the top where it just didn't adhere very well. I sanded it off with my Orbit sander. I used 80 grit paper because I had quite a bit on, and then I used 120 to smooth it out. All in all, the sanding took less than 5 minutes, so that's not a lot of time invested for the product you're going to get. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of use my hand sander and get right here in this corner where the Orbit sander didn't get. And I'm just going to kind of make sure this is flush and smooth. And then I'm going to take a little bit of cleaner. Now you can use anything. You can use TSP. Just make sure you rinse it. I like to use either Crud Cutter Gloss Off. I like to use White Lightning by Dixie Belle. That's like a TSP, and then you have to clean it. Today I'm going to use denatured alcohol. And the reason I'm using denatured alcohol, and I'll show you, it's a 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water. And I'm just using denatured alcohol because I want to show you how to clean it and then prime it. And denatured alcohol dries quicker than any other cleaner. So we're just going to use it on this side because it's really not that dirty. And then we're going to prime it. So I have a blue shop towel. I'm just going to spray my denatured alcohol on. And this is just going to get all the oils off and the dust. And I'm just going to prime this part. And then I will actually, the rest of this piece, I will clean probably the same way, just with denatured alcohol. And I'll put primer on it. So, you know, the lesson is there's not, you know, one standard way to do things. Denatured alcohol works great. TSP works fantastic. Crud Cutter Gloss Off is my favorite. So whatever your preferred cleaner is in your shop, you should use that. But denatured alcohol is strong. The primer I'm using today, I'm using Dixie Belle Boss in white. Dixie Belle has Boss in clear as well. I'm going to use white because I am going to paint this dresser a light color. So the white is going to work just fine. So I just do this. I dip my thing in. I keep it in a paper towel. Or I'm sorry, I keep it in a plastic bag. I keep this wet because I use it quite often. I prime most all my furniture, especially the tops. But if you use any kind of Bondo or wood filler, you are gonna have to use a primer because the primer will seal it. Since this is a sponge roller, I'll just push the paint or the primer into the corners and then roll it back out. I want a really smooth finish on this dresser. So there, you can't even tell that we used Bondo or wood filler or that we even had veneer issues. I'm gonna roll this because sometimes when your primer dries, like particularly right here, you just wanna make sure you roll it out so you don't get a paint ridge. Okay, so that is all. I'm gonna use 2 coats of primer on this piece. I always like to use 2 coats of primer. I want to make sure I don't see any wood. That will help eliminate any kind of bleed through. And it will help eliminate, and it will help your paint coverage, especially if you're using a lighter color. So, all right, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys learned something today. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, Leah Noell Design. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest as well. And so you can find me on those social medias as well. So, all right, everyone, have a great day.